Powys Association of Voluntary Organisations, PAVO, is the County Voluntary Council for Powys. We support the third sector, community groups, charities, voluntary organisations, social enterprises and so on, that do wonderful work in supporting and helping people and communities. Powys is enormous. It covers almost a quarter of the whole of Wales, and it contains some of the most beautiful countryside, some of the most idyllic scenery, wonderful market towns, friendly people, hamlets, villages and so on. But it's not all idyllic. There are more and more people in Powys who are struggling to make ends meet. People who find it difficult and sometimes impossible to put food on the table, to put a roof over their heads, fuel in the car and to heat their homes. And in this video, we're going to look at how some third sector organisations are helping people who are struggling to make ends meet in Powys. One of the necessities of life for everybody is a good, affordable home. Third sector organisations, such as housing associations, do a lot of good work in helping people find such accommodation.
Mid-Wales Housing Association provides quality, affordable housing to the people of Powys and Ceredigion. We currently have around 1,500 properties, but it's not just about building houses, it's about the people we house and how we can help make their lives better. I'm here today to speak to Mrs. Jones, who moved into a house earlier this year. Hi Mrs. Jones.
Hi.
Can you just tell me a bit about your housing situation before you moved into this house?
Yeah, well, I've lived in this area for 20 years. Previously I lived across the road. It was a nice area, but it was a very small house, and we had a lot of problems with the windows and doors, a lot of damp issues. As my son had been quite poorly when he was younger with mild pneumonia, he really suffered with the mould everywhere, so it just wasn't good.
Okay, so how has your situation improved since moving into this house?
Well, it's still really close to my mother, who I actually care for at the moment. The gas and electricity, because they're eco homes, are absolutely fantastic. I haven't got any drafts, haven't got any mould, and quality of life just keeps getting better and better.
Brilliant. If we could do just one thing to further tackle poverty in Powys, it would be to work with more organisations and communities to build more quality, affordable housing to more people in Powys.
When it's difficult and sometimes impossible to make ends meet, correct information and good advice is absolutely crucial. Third sector organisations such as advice and advocacy and information organisations, credit unions and so on do a great deal to make sure that people have this kind of help to make good decisions.
Havering Credit Union is the new title for the long-established Robert Owen Montgomeryshire Credit Union. Havering is an ethical financial cooperative offering local people an easy way to save, along with access to low-cost loans for its members. Havering prides itself on its ability to engage with people in the community and to offer a personal service to its members. The credit union is for everyone, whatever their financial situation. People who happen to be struggling with their finances will be treated with fairness and dignity. For example, we offer a prepaid debit card for those who do not have a bank account, which they can then use, like everyone else, to obtain cash and buy goods. Recently, we've noticed that many of our members who are in work but in lower paid jobs are nonetheless struggling to manage their finances. So if we could do just one thing to tackle poverty in addition to the services we currently provide, we would encourage more local businesses to use their company payroll services to help employees save regularly with Havering and take out responsible loans.
Powys Citizens Advice Bureau plays a key role county-wide tackling injustice, reducing poverty and increasing social inclusion. We aim to ensure clients and volunteers realise their full potential. We provide free, confidential and impartial advice, value diversity, promote equality and challenge discrimination. Our aim is to provide the advice that people need for the problems that they face. Working right in the heart of the community, we give a voice to clients through our social policy work. The Bureau has seen a dramatic increase in benefits and tax credit inquiries, and this directly reflects the concerns of our clients in relation to the consequences of changes to both the social security system and the difficult economic climate. Our response has been to use our expertise and improve access to meet the ever-growing demand, despite reductions in funding. Client difficulties are often in clusters. Advisors look at a client's situation holistically and identify and explore issues beyond the presenting problem and prevent them from escalating into anything more serious. The impact of intervention shows that timely, high-quality advice improves lives, tackles poverty and financial exclusion. As well as saving time and money for local services, the Bureau actively contributes to the county's economy by maximising household incomes. We train volunteers who gain confidence and new skills and enable some to move into paid jobs. To tackle poverty and social exclusion, we will strengthen partnerships and we will forge new ones, allowing us to deliver a joined-up service to more people, especially targeting those that are greatest in need.
There are now 9 food banks operating in Powys. They offer food to people who are in crisis. One of them is here in Knighton.
Knighton Food Bank was started 12 months ago as a result of work that was done in the community and led by Knighton District Churches Together. The group had a public meeting and it was decided that there was a need for people who were in crisis and needing food, and it was decided to set up the food bank, but not solely as Churches Together, as a community project. If there was just one thing I could do now to alleviate poverty in Powys, it would be to address the situation where the benefit system was supposed to be a safety net. Well, if food banks are rising and the numbers are increasing and the demand for our service is increasing, then the safety net isn't working. And I think that food banks are in it for the long haul. So I would like to see Powys putting food banks into the mainstream and funding.
One of the ways in which organisations help people to make ends meet is by helping them find appropriate and well-paid employment. Volunteering is often a good way of learning new skills and gaining new experience in order to make yourself attractive to prospective employers.
Volunteering by young people is becoming increasingly important for going on to secure paid employment. There are so many benefits to volunteering for young people, including increased confidence, more social interaction, and an opportunity to get into the routine of work. Demand is rising and it is a challenge to find funds for volunteering expenses and suitable placements for potential volunteers. If I could change just one thing to tackle poverty in Powys, it would be to encourage the voluntary, statutory and private sectors to provide more placements to cope with this demand. John, can you tell me a bit about your volunteering experiences with Powys Volunteer Centre?
I have been volunteering at Pavo for over 2 months now. I have to say I love it. Volunteering has helped me to build my confidence and allowed me to put my skills to use. It has provided me the opportunity to test myself and develop my abilities in an environment I can be comfortable in.
It's not just young people who benefit from volunteering. All over Powys, volunteers of all ages with varying backgrounds and experiences are recruited into a variety of roles.
Crickhowell, along with the A40 corridor, is considered to be affluent, but full-time jobs, apprenticeships and youth training schemes are now in short supply. In the past, apprenticeships and training schemes have given young people an entrance into the work-life process where they could learn skills and become qualified in their chosen profession. Volunteers learnt from their older mentors how to behave responsibly and work unsupervised. We at the Bureau now try and accomplish this with our volunteering and fundraising schemes. For example, We have an ongoing scheme to install defibrillators in Crickhowell and each of the surrounding villages. To date, the group of young people from the local high school have organised funding for the installation of 7 units. This includes the training of over 100 local people in first aid and defibrillator use. The young people are involved in the whole process, from raising funds to training and helping with advertising and promotion. Volunteering is a way for young people to become involved in the community and discover the benefits of helping those less fortunate. The hours they contribute go on their CVs and prospective employers look favourably on their commitment. So whilst not a substitute for full employment, volunteering or participating in such schemes as the Duke of Edinburgh can help a young person realise that they have a part to play in the community at large, discover their hidden talents and sense of responsibility, and importantly help them prepare for their eventual entry into the workplace. If we could do just one thing to tackle poverty, it would be to secure long-term core funding for volunteering.
As we've seen, third sector organisations in Powys are doing an enormous amount to help people to make ends meet, and that in ways that are inspiring, that are impressive, and actually very humbling. But we want things to be even better. We want to eradicate poverty. If there were one thing that you think could and should be done to get rid of poverty in Powys, what would that be? Please contact us at Pavo so that we can collect the best ideas and make sure that those ideas influence the planning of the way in which we support people in the future.